I think Continuum is one of those songs that are just, it's really one of those songs. I mean, there is a track coming out of you as a creator, as a songwriter, that kind of marks an era and really kind of sums up what that era is about. And normally maybe that should be an album, which it is. But I think sometimes you can just pinpoint like a song. Like that was a song where things kind of changed or whatever. It's something that really stands out more than a lot of the other songs that you're writing at the same time. Examples of those being, for example, Infectious. It was just, okay, that was something new. Temptation as well was something like that. And for all of you who has been following us for a long time, I would say even Wine and Water, if we go really back in time here. And Continuum is something that really stood out. It's showing that Imminence is able to do different things, and we can always renew ourselves, and we are never really afraid of going the distance into a new territory.
When Harold sent me the instrumental idea for Continuum, I felt right away that this is a really great song, or it's gonna become a great song. We met up in our home studio and started working on the vocals and the lyrics. We did the first verse and it felt really great. And then when we came to the chorus, we were looking through like my notes and scribbles that I had from lyrics. I remember that Harold, he was caught by one phrase I'd written down, and it was chasing time. And we just, I don't know how we did it, but it was just like, for me, they kind of connected directly as well. The rest of the words just came out, and we decided to do this quite different type of chorus than we usually do. And I think that it matched so perfectly with brutal heaviness of the song, contrasting to this calm and almost serene style chorus.
We didn't finish the track in our home studio or so because we had a really busy schedule. So I remember in the summer of 23, we were doing a lot of festivals and a lot of shows over the summer. I remember traveling to Poland. We had a show with Architects. Then a few days off, we were going to do Wacken. And in those days in between, we needed to stop somewhere, and we had rented a big Airbnb in the middle of nowhere in Germany, and the whole crew stayed with us, so we stayed all together, and it was a pretty special time because we had a lot of time on our hands when nothing else really could disturb us. We set up the studio equipment, and we just kept on working on the track there on the road, and yeah, there was no schedule, nothing that could come in between, and I think even reception was really bad, so like people could barely even reach us on the phone, and that allowed us to try some crazy things. For example, this weird pitched guitars, and so I mean that's something that Eddie just played around with, and even the tempo changed in the end is something that I would like normally not think of, but it's something that we could try because we were there, and when you can just kind of lock yourself in, a lot of cool ideas really get to you, and that's what happened with this song. And I think that kind of opened a new chapter here for us in terms of what we can do and what kind of feelings we can deliver with our music.
I'm really proud of that song and what we accomplished, and I think that it says so much about Imminence as a band and what we are capable of.
This time again, working with Powell in terms of the music video, as we have done for all video productions ever since like 2018. As most people have understood, we like to work with concepts, we like to work with the storyline and so. And this time again, me, Eddie, and Powell were working on the video concept, and it was still that same thing, like chasing time. There's just something about this I just couldn't really let go of, and wanting to see how can we work with time in a visual aspect, like how can we tell a story in a music video using this as the main element, and I think it turned out really nicely.
When we started working on the video concept for the entire album, which we knew wasn't even finished at the time when we started releasing songs, we still wanted to develop a story that we could build on as we went along. We knew where we wanted to take it, but we weren't really sure how we should finish this story. We talked a lot back and forth of what the best thing would be, and I think that we made the right decision in a way that you can really interpret the ending in so many different ways, and we felt that that was the best way to leave this story in that the viewer could, make up their own mind and make their own connections to the story and relate to the story in a different way. And then the ending might have, a significant meaning for them.
As a band, I think this is exactly where Imminence is, or where we present ourselves in the best way, is that we have this, this absolute heaviness and desperation and anger, absolute fury, and the other part that is very beautiful and very sensitive and very emotional, and is kind of like the polar opposite of each other. And Imminence is somewhere here in the middle where these parts meet, musically and visually, I would say. And we really were able to get there with the Continuum video, and I'm really, really happy about how it turned out, really.
After we finished writing Continuum and we could hear the finished result after being in the studio and getting the final mix and master, it was one of those songs that I was most excited about. I really felt that it had something so special, and it's truly been heartwarming to see the response from all the fans and everyone that sees the video and hears the song. And I felt that what we felt about the song really translated into others people as well.
Obviously, to see the reactions and receive the feedback and all the praise and all the love for the new single that is very different and very dear and special to us, it's absolutely incredible. It's very reassuring to feel that we are encouraged by our audience to try something new, and that we are always able to break our own formula, if you will. People just seem to appreciate that, and we have been receiving so much kindness, really, from also a new audience in a very, very short amount of time, which is just incredible. This past 6 to 8 months have been very busy with new releases here for us, and to kind of sort of sum this up as the last single before the album was announced is pretty incredible. And it really feels like we're onto something here, and it really feels like the album is going to be very well received. At least I would hope so.